Starters are Jerry Voss for the male events and Daniel Ortieri for the female events. Your technical director is Sally Whitehouse. The first event on the program today is event 48, the women's 200 metre butterfly. This event has 2 heats.
G'day and welcome to the 2026 UNCLOUD Victorian Country Short Course Swimming Championships, proudly hosted by Gippsland Swimming. Horrible day outside today, bit different from yesterday. Joined by Carlia and Allegra.
Yeah, the weather today on the outside of the centre, not too shabby, but I'm pretty sure the conditions in here are pretty optimal for our swimmers. It's nice and warm, the pool looks stunning, and we are set to get underway with our second day of racing and competition. We are going to be kicking off with event 48 on the program this morning. This is the women's 200 metre butterfly. Once again, just a reminder, across our short course season, these events are timed finals, which means out of either of these heats, we could see our medalists, fastest 3 times, will be the winners.
Yeah, off and racing now, women's 200 metre butterfly.
One of the more challenging events on the program, 8 grueling laps of butterfly. I think it's certainly best though to get this one over and done with. First up, tick it off the list. Taking us through in first place spot at the 50 metre turn will be Bryn Kirk of Wodonga City. So quite a lot of the Wodonga City athletes performing well yesterday. Sitting behind, we've got lanes 5 and 6, Bridget Kane and Charlotte McConville. Nice and close together on those walls. They're just working those underwaters nicely. You don't want to stay under for too long in a butterfly event. You need to be making sure that you're getting in plenty of oxygen as we come up to the halfway point.
Yeah, Bryn Kirk hits the wall, 112.26, followed by Charlotte, 113.05. Third, Bridget Kane, 114.23.
Taking a little bit of a look at the entry times from the girls, they sit around that 240 barrier, so to be well under the 120, it means they're setting themselves up well. You don't want to drop off too much in the second half, but it can be a challenging swim, and quite often what looks like girls who are improving or getting faster tends to be they're just holding a very similar speed to earlier on, and that allows them to pull away from the field.
Yeah, definitely not an event you'd want later in the day.
Yeah, it really can be a fatiguing one, this one. But the girls have turned into their final 50 now. It is still Bryn Kirk holding really great water. Hasn't dropped off too much. I think this last lap might be a little bit of a challenge. Still looking really nice over in lane 6 is Charlotte.
Yeah, she could catch up here.
She made a little bit of a move at the third 50. I have a feeling she might just run out of space as the girls come down to finish.
Yeah, and it is Bryn Kirk that grabs it in 235.31, followed by Charlotte, 237.18. And in lane 5, Bridget Kane, 241.69.
racing now with our second of the 2 heats in the women's 200-metre butterfly. And we just saw some nice personal bests come out of heat 1, a few 5-second drops from those girls. So they've certainly set the pace. We do have Ava Candy ranked number 1 in this event, swimming out of lane 4. She's alongside her teammate, Hannah Buchanan. We know Hannah has some really good front-end speed, but Ava, she loves these longer distance events, and she's certainly going to be one to watch in the second half.
Yeah, lanes 4 and 5 looking good. Almost stroke for stroke.
Yeah, they've got really nice rhythm. You can just see them getting plenty of oxygen. A lot of the girls will opt to breathe every 2 strokes. So 1 stroke where they take a breath, 1 where they don't, just to reset that body position.
It's also good having your teammate next to you, keeping you going, chugging along.
Yeah, it certainly is, and they've definitely taken this out nicely. 106 was Ava going through, 107 for Hannah. They've got a solid lead on the rest of the girls towards the back of this field, who are bunched up nicely. There's about 4 athletes across who are vying for one of those medals we are giving away this morning.
They come in now, 143.75 followed by 145.17. Not much in it. Crowd starting to make a little bit of noise.
As we just watch this final 50, you can see Ava Candy pulling away ever so slightly more and more. A lot of it on those underwaters and the turns. She looks really relaxed. I don't think she's overdone this one. Maybe just over her personal best in entry time.
And it is Ava Candy that's got this in the bag, 221.41, followed by Hannah, 223.93. What a bit of distance. Third, 232.35.
So we're about to get underway for event 49, the men's 400-metre freestyle. Another long one there, but they've just gone into the water now. It's the out in front there. We've got most of them setting a pretty even pace. Going into their first length, into the second one now.
Yeah, so the 400-metre is the longest event we are swimming across the weekend here at the UNCLOUD Country Short Course Championships. So 16 laps, and previously in this event, short course, as a 400, we used to not have lap counters, but recently we've brought them in. So that does make it a little bit easier. You'll see them all standing up on that boom, holding up the number of laps remaining for the swimmers. It is more of a tool, though, for our officials. Now, the officials are going to be ringing a bell to signify when the swimmers have 50 metres left to swim, and that is always a nice sound to hear as they hit the 100-metre turn.
It's quite a handy little tool that they've put in for this, because as a swimmer, you would like to know when your last length is coming up. So, yeah, it is good to have those lap counters there as well. Lots of officials on, though, for this event.
Yeah, certainly. A lot of them have taken that space up to watch the turns. We do have our inspectors of turns, our IOTs, for each of our events. So they'll be standing along the edges of the pool watching those turns and underwaters, making sure everyone completes the full distance. There isn't a lot of things you can be disqualified for in a freestyle. The main ones, a false start, going underwater too far, particularly in short course swimming. We see a lot more people pushing the boundary of that 15-metre rope, but you wouldn't expect to see that in a 400. Just a few quick kicks on the underwater, a nice little burst of energy as you break through the surface. And we've got a nice little breakaway pack starting to form here between lanes 4 and 7 as we come up to that 200 metre, the halfway point.
So lane 7 is in that very close between 7 and 4 there at the 2:04 mark. Between the two, the nice even breakout, like you said, between those 4 lanes. Let's see how much further they keep it up with those 7 lengths remaining.
Yeah, this one, we've got a lot of a range in our seed times, so those entry times coming into the time finals this morning. We did see Hayden Wilson really take out the first 100, but the other boys starting to move up alongside him. It is the teammates from Geelong, Oscar Borthwick and Ethan Wagner. And those two now just holding off Kai Maloney, who's also still just sitting at the back of the feet of that front pack. So 3/4 of the way through the men's 400 metre freestyle time final number 1. We do have a new leader, and that is our swimmer in lane 4, Ethan Wagner, the 16-year-old from Geelong. Came into this event with a 4:25 entry time, really being pushed along by Oscar Borthwick, the 16-year-old, also from Geelong. So same age, same club. You'd have to imagine these guys probably train together all the time, and they're about to receive that bell to signify 50 metres remaining together as well.
This pace is starting to quicken here as that bell rings, and we can hear the crowd getting louder and louder for these men in the pool now, as we've got the final length here. We've just got lane 7 out in front.
Yeah, Oscar really put the feet into action on the final 50. Big white water came into play, and he'll take this one out in a 4:21.56. Ahead of his teammate Ethan in a 4:22.26, and then third will go to Hayden Wilson from Ballarat in a time of 4:22.47.
Very close between those ones. Alrighty, we're just about underway for our second heat here for the men's 400 metre freestyle, the longest event in this competition at the UNCLOUD Victorian Country SC Championship. They are underway now in the water with this second heat.
They're powering along now. They come to the first turn. Pretty consistent line across the pool. Look at that board light up all at once, all 8 lanes pretty much around that 27-28 second mark.
The seed times for a lot of these men are quite similar in range, between that 4:12 to 4:20 mark, so it is quite expected to see them all out at a similar pace right now. Definitely later in the race, we'll definitely see who is going to make a break and get out there in front.
It's quite interesting having a look as they've jumped in and powered along. It's like they've slowed down a little bit now. that line across the pool is pretty consistent.
It's very consistent at the moment. It's almost anyone's race, but we've got lane 4 and 5 here hitting that turn right at the almost same time at 129.65 and 129.90. That's 4 and 5, Cody and Marley, one from Prague and one from Ballarat. Again, hitting that same time turn there. It's looking like those two have made a bit of a break in the pack there. Almost neck and neck there.
Marley out of lane 5 though, 201 flat, followed by lane 4. Got Cody. Under halfway. Lanes 4 and 5 are starting to pull away now. Only a few laps left.
Marley Sutherland there from Ballarat Gold, just in front of Cody said in lane 4 there from Traralgon. But let's see. It's going to be interesting to see who takes this one out between the two.
Lane 5. 304.59, followed by 4, 305.64. And then we've got lane 7. These outer lanes yesterday were pumping. Seen a lot of action out of the outside lanes yesterday. 3 laps left to go.
Yeah, not bad there from lane 7 there at the moment, but it's coming in very close now. We've got that bell ringing as lane 5 there, Marley Sutherland takes that turn first at 3:36.97, and they're starting to pick up the pace here now. Just ahead there is lane 5 at Marley Sutherland as they're coming in for that final touch there.
Marley, Cody. Marley. Oh, it is lane 4. It is Cody. Gets it in 4:06.95, followed by Marley, 4:07.10. And out of lane 7, we've got Thomas Costello, 4:11.09.
Costello snuck up there. Definitely did, but that was a very incredible race there. Very well done to Cody there, as it was Marley most of the way, but Cody said there from Traralgon took home the best time.
Into the water now. We have our swimmers for event 50, the women's 100-metre freestyle for multi-class. We have 3 timed finals in this event this morning, but unlike our other races on the program, this one will not necessarily be determined our winners by who touches the wall first. Our multi-class, we have multiple classifications within the same event. Each athlete is aiming to get as close to their world record for their particular classification as possible. The closer to that world record you get, the higher your points, and the highest amount of points will be our medalists. In our open events, we have a 14 and under age group as well as a 15 and over. So they are also split into age groups. As we come into the 50-metre turn, leading the way through the times will be Heidi Larson, the 12-year-old from Bendigo Hawks. Now, we saw Heidi compete yesterday. She had a really great swim in a few of her events. I saw her dropping off a lot of times, some nice personal bests, which is always the goal for any athlete, no matter your age. So good to see our youngsters chasing those times. Going through in second will be Gemma Cook from South Gippsland Bass. One of our more experienced athletes has raced at Australian Age Championships in the multi-class events and also came away with a medal previously in those events. So one of our great little multi-class athletes, Gemma. And then sitting in third is Sophie Dythe of Shepparton, 15 years of age, one of our S8 swimmers. So all three girls from different classifications out of the first heat. And it will be Heidi Larson who hits the wall in first. The 136.55. Gemma finishes there 139.05. Both of those girls smashing their entry times as we wait for Sophie, who's now under the flags. She came into this race with a 2:07, and she has now dropped 15 seconds off. So huge improvements there for Sophie. So hitting the pool now is our second of three heats of these girls, 100-metre freestyle for our multi-class swimmers. Some nice quick starts over in lane 6 and 5. Amy Bale, she's dropped massive amounts of time off across the weekend. She has just turned slightly in front of her sister, Lisa Bale.
Had a lot of 50 metres yesterday for the multi-class. Going into their second day with 100 metres.
Yeah, some big programs for all of our swimmers across the weekend. Our multi-class races yesterday, they started with their 50 breaststroke. They also had their 50 butterfly. And today we're kicking off with the 100-metre freestyle. Sort of a golden event within Australia, the 100 free. It was Amy who led us through at the halfway mark, but older sister Lisa has pushed out into that lead place.
Lisa Warrnambool, 113.71, followed by Amy Bale. Warrnambool again, 115.99. And third, in that lane 3, Zoe Cox, 119.69.
So we're into our third heat now for the multi-class 100 metre. Got quite even amongst the pack at the moment in this first one, but touching that first wall there is lane number 4. Still learning my lanes over here. That's Ava there in lane 4. Got a few in the same class of this and a few in a different class as well. So all about that point system here.
It certainly is. And Ava Dennis from Warragul in lane 4. She's been having a ripper season already. Got to participate on our tri-series about a month ago and head over to Western Australia. That was a great opportunity for her through our multi-class and our pathways programs we run through Swimming Victoria. Sitting in that second place spot as we come into the wall will be Sarah Howe. With a time there for Ava, 104.52, 106.40. And this race really taken up by a lot of our S19 athletes. So those quicker athletes to the wall, they are going to score higher points and have a better chance of scoring themselves a medal in this one.
And we're underway here for the men's 100 freestyle multi-class. They're off to a good start there for the men. Quite a few different classes here, S18, S19 and S14 as well. As they're doing their 100 metre, which like she said, that there's definitely, it's the golden race for Australian swimming here. Going to get that first touch on the wall there, lane 2.
They hit the halfway mark. Lane 2, 35.11. Lane 3, 35.44. And out of lane 4, we've got Ryan, 36.05. Into their second half of the race.
It's picking up here now as they're on their way back to the wall there. We've got lane number 3 out in front there. That is Luke Wilson.
And he touching on 113.88. Out of lane 2, we've got Dane, 116.13. And out of lane 5, we've got Ryan
Oliver Jarrett.
Yeah, 117.48.
So we've just got Kobe Wilson here in lane 1, finishing off his 100 metre freestyle there.
So away and racing we go with our second of 2 heats in the 100-metre freestyle for our multi-class athletes. Our men leading us around at the 50-metre turn will be Lockie Bellion out of lane 5. He's alongside James Logan. They had some great little showdowns yesterday, some really close racing. It will be those two going around at the halfway point.
Within 0.2 of a second almost there, 8.8 to 0.82 there. So very neck and neck in those lanes there. Keeping up the pace as well going into that third length, sorry.
You just see James Logan probably work a little bit harder on the underwater, gets that slight advantage on the turn, and then Lockie's trying to charge his way back up alongside. They will be taking a same stroke onto the wall here. But James Logan holds on for the win under the minute mark, 59.97 ahead of Lockie Bellion, 100.24. So keep an eye on our outside lanes coming in, Aaron Skinner and David Bale. And those two just outside of their PBs on day 2. But a great race from the centre.
Yeah, very great race, and all very close to their PBs there.
Event 52 underway. Girls 11 and under 50 breaststroke. The even line across the pool at the moment. Does seem to be Willow slightly out in front there. As they come back for the final time. Does look like Sienna. Sienna does? Oh no, lane 3. We've got Alira. She touches first, 47.25. Followed by Sienna, 47.32. And out of lane 5, we've got Willow from Terralgan.
So some nice drops out of the first heat of 5 here. All the girls came in just over the 50-second mark, and they've broken down under that one. Coming into this one, just the 2 fastest qualifiers under that 50 barrier. We'll see how many more we can sneak through from the outside lanes. Taking us through the first 25 there will be lane 3, Jasmine Cox. Sorry, Amelie Skidmore from Wodonga City. Once again, these Wodonga City kids, they've got that flying speed in the first half, and she's holding on well. She's holding off Jasmine Cox from South Gippsland Bass, who's sitting in second. Also doing well out in lane 7. Elsie Biskin, the 10-year-old. So we come down to touch. That's a quick one from lane 3. Amelie, 45.97. Ahead of Jasmine, 47.90. Great work for the girls out of heat 2.
heading into heat 3 now of the girls 11 and under 50-metre breaststroke. Nice start there as they're going into their first length there. Quite even start from the girls there. Lane 3 and 4 looking at pretty even there. Amelia Thompson and Isabella Jurek. Lane 5 now just in front there, and we'll see if she'll touch that wall first, which she does at a 45.87. That's Alexis Rafter. Lane number 3 coming in second, Amelia Thompson at 47.42. And Isabella Jury got third place there with a 47.56.
Often racing, heat 4 or 5. For the girls, 50 breaststroke. And all the coaches pumping them up. Looking good out of lane 6 with Sasha from Ballarat Gold. Lane 6 and 5. Be tough. Shouldn't surprise us all. 44.61 out of lane 3. That is Madeline. Followed by lane 4, we've got Hannah, 45.53. And out of lane 5, we've got Nina, 45.75.
So into the water we go for our 5th and final heat of the 11 and under girls 50-metre breaststroke. You have superstar Georgie Kennett out of lane 4, 36.2 on entry. She has put together a lot of dominant performances today. Right up with her through that first 50 though, Nellie Gray of Geelong really being dragged along by our leader, and then that battle for third. Well and truly in play. Lane 6 doing well here. Primrose Baker. She looks to be just ahead of lane 3, Zoe Bramham. But Georgie Kennett there, 34.67 ahead of Nellie, 37.18. And then it was Zoe Bramham who finished in third there on the wall, 40.98. What a swim from our 11-year-olds.
Event 53 now, the boys 11 and under 50-metre breaststroke. We've got 3 in this first heat now, coming out in lanes 3, 4 and 5 as they're off. Got a good start there from Balin said. There from Tarragon. Sam Baker there out in front there in lane number, it's lane 4 that's out in front, sorry. So there was only 2 in that race. So 4 is Balin said coming in at 46.747. Completely messed that one up.
Out it. Racing now with our second of 3 timed finals, 11 and under, 50-metre breaststroke for the boys. The girls in this age group have been phenomenal across the weekend. The boys we've seen so competitive, really close racing. This second heat, though, is going to be led out of lane 7. Oliver Young of Geelong. He'll take us through the halfway point. Good underwater from him as well, holding off lane 5. Eli Pollard of Surf Coast. So it's the boys from the beach. Out of heat 2, the ones to beat. Nicely done down in lane 2, though. Ted Gladman, he's finished probably one of the best here. And he will get the touch by 2/100ths, 44.80. The Geelong boy, Oliver, touches in second, 44.82.
Often Racing boys, 11 and under, 50 breaststroke. They're making a heap of noise for this one. Pretty good out of lane 2, actually. Got Joshua for Bendigo East. And it is Joshua, Bendigo East, 40.58. And then we've got Sonny from Wodonga City, 41.33. And out of lane 4, we've got Riot from Warragul, 41.41.
Often racing here for the girls, 1700 metre butterfly. Got a nice even start all round. Lane 4 there, Kayla Welsh just touching that wall just in front of the others there as they are continuing on at butterfly, being one of the hardest strokes in the swimming world. A nice turn there from lane 4, putting her at a 33.7. Lane 5 coming in close behind as well at Molly Detbarn. Lane 4 and 5 very head and head here, but just slightly out in front there for Kayla Welsh. As they're coming in for their final lap there, we've got out in front there, lane number 4, Kayla Welsh. Very close as she touches that wall at a 1:12.91. Coming in second at lane 5 at 1:16.35. Their lane 5 was Molly Detbarn, and lane number 7, Caitlin Greed, coming in third at 1:18.21. A good race there from the girls.
So 112 out of heat 1 from 16-year-old Kayla Welsh, setting the pace. Girls here, all around that 110 mark, so we'll see if we can sneak any under 110. As we said, butterfly on day 2, you always want to get it over and done with. If you can crack a good swim out of your first event for the morning, though, it sets you up in a good rhythm to continue that momentum. Some good momentum out of lane 3 here. Georgie Vague from Geelong turns at a 31.96, so she's really going out after this sub 110 time. Holding nicely through the stroke there as well. Sitting in second is lane 5, Sienna Hunt from South Gippsland Bass, who did make up a little bit of ground on the third 25.
It's very even between a couple of the lane 4 and lane number 7 there. They're very, very, oh, sorry, 2, sorry. They're very, very close there as we're coming in for the finish now at 109.46. Georgie Vague, they're taking out the best time there, 110.17 at lane 5 at Sienna Hunt. And just waiting for that third is 111.37, Meg McInerney there from Warragul.
Underway now, heat 3. Girls 16, 1700 butterfly.
So this one is a bit of a quick backup after that 200 fly we saw to kick us off this morning. We do have returning athletes of Ava Candy, our gold medalist, as well as Hannah Buchanan. Both of those bright red caps. And it doesn't seem to have slowed them down having a 200 fly. They're going half the distance this round, so it will be Ava who led us through ahead of Hannah. And then Zoe Schneider from Ballarat Gold sitting in third.
They come down the final lap. They've got Ava Candy out in front, out of lane 4. 102.88, followed by third Hannah Buchanan, 104.28, and out of lane 5, Zoe Schneider, 106.80.
And we're underway with event 55, the boys 16, 17, 100 metre butterfly. 3 races out here, all very even here, but the one out in front there is in lane 3, Thomas Prendergast from Terralgan, but it's quite neck and neck here with the boys.
Yeah, so coming into this race, they were a little bit different through their seed times. Noah Warner from Moe in lane 4 actually comes in at 107, but Zane and Thomas 109 and 110. So it looks like they're on pace to do a nice drop. All 3 athletes going sub 30 at the 50-metre turn, with our leader being Thomas Pendergast, and he's only really pulling away through the second 50.
Nice swim out there for Pendergast as he's going into there, into his final lengths. It's definitely going to be a race for Thomas Prendergast from Terralgan, taking him first, 102.52, way down from his seed time, which is very, very good for him as well. Second, Noah Warner at 104.45, and Zane Poxon in third.
Heat 2 or 4 underway. Boys 16 and 1700 butterfly. Like Carly was saying, pretty difficult to get in the water again with a second one like this, bit shorter.
Yeah, so the boys, their first event on the program was the 400 freestyle. So that's a pretty short backup as well to come into 100 fly from a 400 free. A lot of our country swimmers, though, they have done that before. Cody said, swimming out of lane 5, he won that 400 in the second half, and he's putting together a beautiful second half of this 100-metre butterfly right now.
As he comes down the final 25, he's way out in front, a couple of body lengths. Probably ahead, if I had to say, maybe lane 1, lane 2? No? Lane 5, 1 minute 67. As Cody said, from Traralgon, followed by Jarrah out of lane 4, 104.12. Lane 3, Hayden from Ballarat, 104.35.
Into the third heat of the the boys 16-17 butterfly 100-metre event. A nice solid start there into the water for these boys. First 25 metres out of the way as we see a nice lead here for lane number 5. It is.
Yeah, Jeff Connor of Gisborne, he led the way through the first 25. He will hold almost that lead, just 2 100ths in it here between himself and Ben Hynam of the Geelong Sharks, who's been dropping some big numbers across the weekend as well. It is the 3 caps in the middle as we start to see Thomas Costello moving through this field. Might have just landed on the wall first. Those nice long arms. And he'll lead the way down the final straight.
And we've got lane number 4, Thomas Costello, coming in from Ballarat at a 59.33, and third place Ben Hynam at just 16 years old from Geelong Sharks. They're in second, and our third will be Jeff Connor with a 59.74.
Underway now, heat 4 of 4. Boys 16 and 1700 metre butterfly.
Well, certainly on paper, this looks like Jacob Bridges' race to lose here. He comes in 2 seconds quicker at a 56.78, but we've seen some big drops and improvements from a lot of our swimmers across the weekend. To come into the 50-metre turn, though, he's certainly setting the pace.
Yeah, he is. He touches 26.68. About a second later, just under a second later, 26.25 out of lane 6. Zayden Burton from Traralgon, as they're about to make their final turn now.
Yeah, Jake just looking so good here. That smooth butterfly really powering through the stroke on the underwater. He's holding on to that first place spot. The race for second, though, really in play. Zayden trying to hold off Miller Stott as they hit the wall.
And Jay, 57.30 out of lane 4, Jacob. And then followed by lane 6, Zayden Burton from Traralgon, 58.31. Then lane 5, Miller Stott, Ballarat Gold.
Event 56, now the girls 18 and over 50-metre butterfly. Nice and short event, as we have got just a handful of girls in this one, at the 5 of them there, heading into that first turn. And into their final length here, we've got lane number 2, Gemma Bond, out in front there, doing quite well. But it's quite even across the board there, but it's looking like Gemma Bond from lane 2 taking out 34.44, lane 4 35.39 for Shannon Lorimer, and then in third place comes Matilda Andrews with a 36.05.
Here we go now with our second heat. Nice start out of lane 4. Ali Morgan. She's having a really great weekend of racing. Good to see her dropping some time on entry to come off that wall, still holding on to first. Teammate from Geelong, Celeste Alice, sitting in second as they come down under the flags. They'll go 1-2. Third's going to be close, but Ali will take this one out. 30.35 ahead of Celeste, 31.19. And then lane 3, Michaela Bond. She picks up third place out of the second heat.
Got the third heat underway. Girls 18 and over 50 butterfly. A lot of butterfly this morning. They hit the halfway point. Pretty evenly spread, but it is standout, mate. Out of lane 3, looking good. We'll see what happens here as they approach the wall. Yeah, lane 3, it is Zoe Jennings from Geelong, hitting the wall, 30.44, just under her entry time. And we've got lane 4, Sarah from Geelong as well, picks up second. And third, going to Emily Cairns.
Heat 4 of 4 for the girls 18 and over 50-metre butterfly, just about to get underway as the girls enter the water now. As we will see, it's very even in this point in racing. Butterfly seems to be that way, but we have a few just touching that wall and turning around just ahead of the pack there, looking at very long under the water there from lane 4, which could just about do her a favour there and put her in first place. 28.12 there for Olivia Bailey there from Traralgon hits the dab there as she takes the win. And the second, Nicole Briscoe with a 29.21, and third, Anna Mittel.
So the women's 18 and over complete now. We move along to event 57, the boys 18 and over 50 metre butterfly. We have 4 timed finals in this one. Just the 3 athletes contesting heat 1, lanes 3, 4 and 5, and it was lane 3, Darcy Cox from Yarrawonga, who led through the first 25. Very close for second and third between Andrew Somerville and Jack Bennett. Come down under the flag. So Darcy looks like he will get this one if he times that finish, which he does. 32.65 for Darcy. Nice little PB ahead of Andrew, who touched in second onto the wall.
Two or four underway. Looking good out of lane 5. Charles Gleeson from Warrnambool. Will it be? No, lane 6. Touches first, 28.73, followed by lane 5, 28.75, and Aaron Rudge from Shepparton out of lane 4, 29.15.
Into our third heat here of the 18 and over boys butterfly 50 metre event, as they're about to hit the water. Underway now, racing. Nice start from them all, very even. Quite a few of them came up quite early there as they're hitting that first turn. We've got, I think it's lane 4 or 5 out in front there. These shorter races, it's a lot harder to tell as it's very much even across the board, but it's looking like lane 4 there, hitting a 26.88. That's Jack Lanyon from Ballarat Gold. Second is lane 3, William Prendergast from Traralgon. There at a 27.27, and Nathan Foote at 27.44 in third.
Underwater all the way through to that 15 metre mark for lane 5 there. Darcy Connell of Traralgon on his birthday nonetheless, and holds it on the turn. Starting to push up alongside him, teammate Ashley Nichols. They're going to be stroke for stroke under the flags. Looks like Darcy might have the advantage, but it will be Ash Nichols just quicker on that last stroke, 25.09, ahead of Darcy Connell, 25.20. What a race from the boys in the middle. Picking up third place spot there will be Sebastian Christie Crane from Warrnambool, 25.67. So moving away from our 50-metre events, we hit event 58 on the program. The girls 12, 13-year-olds, 100-metre individual medley. We have 5-time finals in this one. In the water, heat 1. Taking us through the butterfly will be lane 3, Emma Libberts of the Geelong Sharks. She was only a minuscule amount ahead of Josie Richer from South Gippsland Bass, but joining them through the backstroke is Ava Lucas, her teammate.
Going in now to the breaststroke part of the medley, as we've got, it's very close in this, but definitely lane number 5. Yeah, there, Josie Richter out in front there for the final part of this medley here now, which is the freestyle. As we see, she's got quite a length in front of her there. Behind lane 3 and 4. So it's going to be looking like a nice finish there for lane 5, Josie Richter from South
Gippsland
Bass. That's it. I'll get the acronyms shortly, but a good finish there for her, as we just wait for those times to come up on the screen there. Finishing at a 1:16.24, second Ava Lucas 1:18.94, and third Emma Libberts 1:19.37. Into the second heat of the individual medley here, as they're doing the butterfly portion of the first length there. Nice start there from, I think it's lane 4. Yes, there we go. DeFazio there, moving into the the backstroke portion of it.
Yeah, Matilda, beautiful butterfly. She's had a fantastic weekend. Mentioned her a few times across this commentary. She'll go in first, 32.96, ahead of Claire McQuillan from Traralgon. As they hit the breaststroke, we saw this one in the previous heat, was really the deal breaker for a lot of the girls. Can score quite the lead coming into the freestyle, but Matilda holding very well out in front.
As she's taking that turn now into the final portion, the freestyle, as she's well ahead there now, just bringing it home for her now, as the rest of the pack are just pretty much even themselves there across the pool, but taking out first place in lane number 4, Matilda DeFazio from Benalla. There, 1:12.70. Second lane 5, Claire McQuillan from Traralgon. Very good race there, though, from Matilda. And just looking at the third place, Abel McPherson there with a 1:18.21.
Three of 5 underway. The girls 12 and 13 100-metre individual medley.
Looked to be lane 7, Violet Smith of Geelong, who was leading through as we come into the back to breaststroke changeover. Also doing well out of lane 4, Imogen Barr from Warrnambool. They'll go in first and second with about half body length over lane 8, Frankie Gleeson.
Seen quite a lot of position changes yesterday with this race, especially in this leg.
Yes, the breaststroke leg. It's the one where a lot of our swimmers do come a little bit unstuck, or they shine, and certainly shining through there was lane 5, Florence White of Traralgon. She made up a lot of ground, moved from about 6th in the field into 2nd. So come down on the flags, though. It's been a fantastic swim out of lane 7.
Yeah, we've got Violet Smith in 1:15.13, followed by Florence White, a 116.29, and Jada out of lane 2, 116.85.
Going into our fourth of the 5 heats here for the individual medley, 12-13 girls. The first stroke out there, Butterfly, doing quite well, even across the pack there. And we are going into the backstroke portion of it now. Plenty of time underwater, well getting their 15 metres there from lane number 3. 3 and 5 are pretty much neck and neck. 3, 5 and 8 pretty much neck and neck, touching that wall there. But like you said, the breaststroke portion of this is a make or break for a lot of swimmers. So we'll see how this portion of the medley goes for those 3 out in front.
I did notice yesterday, especially in this leg, we'll have someone coming first, and then after this they will drop back a couple of spots. But
Addison Prout in lane 8 did quite well in that, heading into the freestyle there. But it still is very close for second spot here, so lane 8 taking out first.
Yeah, she does it in 112.77. Lane 7 at 114.36, and lane 5 114.50. These those outer lanes showing us some pretty interesting swims again.
So that brings us through to our 5th and the final heat of the girls' 12-13-year-old 100-metre individual medley. Stacked field in this one. Taking us through the butterfly will be lane 5. Sophie Lee, just 12 years of age. She's really setting the pace. We see Raina Snyders out of lane 4. She's been putting on a bit of a show for us across the weekend here at the Gippsland Regional Aquatic Centre. Comes down to halfway. She will be your leader.
Very close between the first 3, but as you said, the breaststroke portion really does make or break that race. So just looking now, lane 5 and 4 are neck and neck at the moment.
Yeah, Sophie Lee there, fantastic breaststroker. She has closed that gap, but I do think Raina might be a little bit more powerful down the freestyle leg. She has that nice background aerobic capacity. She's just pulled away. Through the final strokes, it will be Raina Snyders, 108.37 ahead of Sophie Lee, 110.77. Third will go to lane 3, Jun Quing Kao of Ballarat Gold, finishing in a 111.96. And then those few 112s we saw earlier, they're going to sneak into that top 10 and score themselves some points for their clubs.
Underway here for event 59, the boys 12 or 1300 metre individual medley there with these 3 races quite even across the butterfly portion. Out just in front there is Abel Newman in lane 5. Going into the backstroke portion of the race, nice little lead there from lane number 5 there, Abel, just in front, but the shortening there now, getting closer and closer to each other, which we'll see how it goes in the breaststroke portion of this race.
Yeah, Abel Newman, one of our swimmers who's come across from Horsham, quite the trip down here to Traralgon. They've been doing really well though. With our smaller teams certainly been noticed across some of the heats. Really nice breaststroke here from Rig Sharma of Kangaroo Flat. We do know this is the lap to make a difference, and it certainly has. He's got half a body length lead ahead of Abel coming into the final 25, with Ethan Wilson from Albury also now starting to catch up.
It's going to be a very close finish here from all three. But I've just seen lane 5 touch 1:20.49 in first place, lane number 3. So yeah, so first place Abel Newman.
Often racing heat 2 of 7, boys, 12-1300 metre IM. They power along in their first leg. 4 laps. We've got lanes 4 and 5 looking pretty close at the moment.
It's going to be lane 4 that touches that halfway point in first as they go into the third part of the medley now, the breaststroke portion.
Yeah. He is starting to pull away now, and like we've been saying, you know, this is make or break this leg, this butterfly.
It's just out in front there as he makes that turn into the freestyle portion.
Doesn't look like we've had any changes to the leaders yet. But out of lane 6, he might get him.
Yeah, he's creeping up there. Trying to catch him in there, but it's just going to put him into second. So lane number 4, Austin Ryan from Terralgan takes out first.
In 1:17.94, followed by Toby Rook from Geelong Sharks in 1:19.02. And lane 1, we've got Xander from Terralgan with 1:20.30.
Off we go here with the third heat. Hitting the water. Great underwater. Out of lane 4, Sonny Davis from Warrnambool also doing well early on. Flynn Cox from Yarrawonga. Crossing lane 8. We do love a sneaky outsider. Let's see if he can hold on through the second half of this race. We do know that's where a lot come unstuck, but still holding strong out on that far side of the pool.
Yeah, those outer lanes. A lot of surprises out there. Is lane 8 touching first with a halfway mark, 35.5. So get into this breaststroke leg. And they approach their last lap.
So Sonny Davis looks like he may have just overtaken here on the turn. It will be close between 8 and 4. Our swimmer out of lane 1, Henry Svoboda of Terralgan, is also doing well, maybe just fallen out during that breaststroke. They race for the finish line, and it will go out to lane 8.
Yeah, Flynn Cox grabs it in 1:15.94, followed by Sonny Davis from Warrnambool, 1:16.44, followed by Patterson Norman, Lara Swimming, 1:17.15.
Heat 4 now of the boys 12-13 individual medley, starting out in a butterfly. Seems to be always nice and even across the pool there for the butterfly portion of this event. As they're taking those first turns, quite a few of them at the same time there. So back into the backstroke now.
Yeah, certainly as this is one of our younger age groups across the weekend, everyone is going to be holding back just that fraction in the first part of the race. You really still want to have that legs to bring it home. Breaststroke, really need a lot of power through your lower body. And then our freestyle, the better you can bring in that kick to power you down the pool, the better off you're going to be. So a little bit of a hold back in the butterfly, build through the backstroke, smash out this breaststroke, which is exactly what lane 3, Riley Armstrong of the Geelong Sharks, is trying to do here. He is being followed not far behind by Jason Twang of Ballarat Gold. And those two now, your clear and definitive leaders into the freestyle.
Yes, we've got Armstrong here out in front, but just by an arm's length there, as he's going to bring it home. Half a body's length there he gained there in the final part. Riley Armstrong from the Geelong Sharks, 1:13.61. Jason Huang from Ballarat Gold in second place. Underway now for heat 5 of 7 for the individual medley. The younger 12-13 boys there. Nice start with their butterfly as their few out in front there, moving into backstroke now.
Yeah, it did look like Jack Lomax got the advantage into the touch, timing it well at the end of the butterfly, starting to push through in this backstroke from South Gippsland Bass, Jordan Galicio.
Lane 3 there, yeah. Jordan Galicio out in front there as they've gone into the breaststroke leg of this medley.
Yeah, Hayden Rawson from Traralgon in lane 2 followed him through onto the wall. And now we're just starting to see why Ruben Grief is that faster seed coming in here. Very strong breaststroker. He's pushing his way up, as is holding well Jack. So those two joined the party in front. A race of 3 now for the freestyle.
It's going to definitely be close as we're going to switch that camera angle to see it come in there. Very, very close between lanes 2 and 3 there. And lane 3 just took it 1:14.18 there for Jordan Galicio, and lane 2, Hayden Rawson taking out second place.
Often racing heat 6 or 7 from event 59. Boys 12 and 13, 100-metre individual medley. So just touched the wall for the second lap. Into the backstroke.
Lane number 4 here out in front, but following close behind at 2 and 6 there. turning into the breaststroke leg of the race now. See lane 4 out in the front there. That's Zayden Vine from Sales, but we've got
Spencer Stanley out of lane 6. It's, we might have had, looks like we've had a leader change. Lanes 3 and 6 keeping up, and even lane 8 coming close there, but we will see.
Looking like 3 will take the win there. That is Daniel Hyatt from Warrnambool. What was his time there?
109.86, followed by lane 6, 110.71, and out of lane 8, 110.74.
So Spencer Stanley in a second place there from Geelong. In for the 7th and final heat of the boys 12-13 100-metre individual medley here now. The 7th and final heat, and they're off and swimming here now. First portion is the butterfly.
Swimming out of 4 in our fastest qualifier into this one, Billy Mayne, 106. His entry time, 3 seconds quicker than Zachary Gray in lane 5. So the boys have some time to make up if they want to be within the range of our leader. But already he's setting the pace with over a body length lead at the halfway point in this 100 IM.
Going in now to the breaststroke portion, and he does have quite a length here now, but we will see if Billy Mayne can maintain this lead as across the pool. It seems to be he's doing so, as everyone else seems to be following just behind into the freestyle portion of the leg now, as he is well out in front there, looking like he's going to be trying to beat his sea time there as well, as he's coming in for the finish at a 103.83. That's Billy Mayne out of lane 4. Second is Zachary Gray from Sale in lane 5 for a 107.55.
Often racing, event 60, women's 400 metre individual medley. Got 3 swimmers in this race. Slight event change from what we had on the program initially.
into that second length of butterfly there. Quite even across the three races here, Ruby, Scarlett and Estelle. But it's looking like Ruby Demetrius from Traralgon that was in the lead there for that. Touches there. Continuing on now with the butterfly portion.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad to be in an event here with only two other competitors. You can see where they are, and I suppose you can conserve your energy where needed.
Absolutely. Those two, lane 3 and 4, Ruby and Scarlett there, just slightly out in front for this very lengthy race.
400 metres, longest race on the program for the short course here.
Finally moving on to the backstroke portion here, as we see a bit of a breakaway there for Scarlett Skidmore from Wodonga City, as she's just got half a body's length in front, almost a full body's length in front for this portion. As they're moving on to the next portion of the race, we're still doing the backstroke. Just want to quickly take a minute to thank Funky Trunks and Funkita, proud sponsors of Swim Victoria. Lane number 4 now moving on to the breaststroke portion of the individual medley, the 400 metres. Our leader at the moment is Scarlett Skidmore there in lane 4.
Breaking away.
Still got a lot left in this race. Definitely seems like her strength is the breaststroke portion at the moment, creating quite a large gap between her and her fellow competitors.
About half a pool in front at the moment. As she come into the wall for the last time, she hits at 3:31.
Got very similar seed times here around the 5:43 to 5:51 mark there for the three girls. Got Scarlett's last length of the breaststroke portion before heading into the freestyle. Nice solid lead there for her.
Into the freestyle now. We'll see what happens here. What we've said, the breaststroke is what could make or break you. And we have seen a significant increase in her lead throughout that breaststroke.
It's cruising away nicely here. 3 more lengths to go for Scarlett, as the other two swimmers, Ruby and Estelle, coming into their freestyle portion of the race.
.4:59 out of lane 4. Scarlett, Wodonga City. Estelle, Ballarat GCO, 5:15.05, and not far behind out of lane 3, Ruby from Traralgon, 5:16.04. The crowd starts to make a little bit of noise here. But she is the clear leader, almost an entire pool length in front. And she touches at 5:37.31. Clear winner.
Very good finish there from Scarlett Skidmore from Wodonga City, beating her seed time by about 5-6 seconds, which is quite good. Other two races there, Estelle Kaslarski coming in third, and second was Ruby Demetrius from Traralgon.
So that brings us to our second and last heat of the women's 400-metre individual medley. We saw a lot of our younger athletes out of heat 1. With all those girls, that 14 and under age bracket. In our 400s, we do split our medals between our 14 and under and our 15 and over. So we almost have a split directly in the pool here. From lanes 1 to 5, we'll see those 15 and over age group girls racing, and then 2 14-year-olds will see if they can go a little bit quicker than we saw Scarlett produce out of that first heat. As we come through at the 50-metre turn, your early leader, and no surprise really after her win in the 200 butterfly and 100 butterfly, is Ava Candy. She's taking through the first part, or the first portion of this IM really nicely, leading ahead of the two girls from Geelong, Arabella Johnson and Zoe Jennings.
And we're going into the next portion of this now. Lane 5 is, like you said, Ava Candy. She's still out in front there as we're moving on to the backstroke portion of this event. One of the, the longest event in this competition. Definitely feels it being over here. Can't even imagine being in the pool swimming it, that's for sure.
It certainly is a challenging one, and that's why we only really have 2 heats in this event. A lot of athletes opting not to race it across the weekend, focusing a little bit more on the individual 100-metre events and 200-metre races across the 2 days of grueling competition. There's not a lot of gap between your races. You have to make sure you're really on top of those swim downs and your recovery. In particular, in the centre today, it is quite a lot warmer than outside, so it'll be easy to forget about your hydration, which is such an important part of your recovery, so make sure your athletes are staying hydrated. As we move through towards the final part of the backstroke, we've seen a little bit of that gap set by Ava Candy start to close by Arabella Johnson, and I think knowing the way Arabella swims, we will expect to see her really try to push through this breaststroke part. She's one of these athletes that is going to build into this swim and get better on each 100. Ava's going to have to work pretty hard through the breaststroke if she wants to hold back Arabella.
It's nice to have a little bit of competition like this within an event, nice and even like that, between Ava Candy and Arabella Johnson. Their seed times being very close to each other as well, which is quite interesting. But we've just seen Arabella come out in front there in the first part of the breaststroke portion, spending a little bit more time underneath the water there for that first 15 sort of meters, and breaking away from Ava Candy just at a full body's length now.
Yeah, you'll also notice Arabella just holds that underwater part of the stroke too. So she's really got that nice efficiency where she's still moving forward but just holding that streamline. And that's really what you want to see from an IM. You want to be saving as much energy as possible. Arabella putting together a stunning breaststroke to really secure that lead coming into the freestyle. We do know that Ava Candy is going to fight back throughout that last 100, so Arabella needs to really separate herself from this field. Zoe Jennings has done such a great job in her breaststroke as well. She's still sitting in that 3rd place spot, our other swimmer in here from Geelong Swimming Club. So she'll be hoping to hold on for one of our medals as we hit our final 100. Arabella turns for home first into the freestyle. She's got a good quality buffer there of around 6 seconds.
She's got quite a nice lead there, but you can see Ava Kando, she's starting to push here as well. Her speed is quickening in this freestyle part of the race. Arabella, though, really does have that clear lead, but you can already see Ava Candy coming up closer and closer behind her. There's not too much left in this race now for our top three contenders here. Everyone else just a little bit ways behind, but still doing a very great race.
Yeah, so Arabella just extended that lead out to 10 seconds through the first 50 of the freestyle. She's really motoring along. It's becoming pretty clear that she is going to take out the women's 400-meter individual medley. She's almost lapped a couple of girls on the outside. Yeah. That's a fantastic swim as well there, under the 5-minute mark.
Wow.
Beautiful work from Arabella Johnson, 4:58.39. Ava Candy comes in for second place, 5:10.05. And then Zoe is going to hang on in that third place spot, and her time 5:18.86. And we see the first of our 14-year-olds out of Heat 2 touch the wall in a 5:24.22. That's Miller said from Traralgon. As our final athletes make their way under the flags. It's been a fantastic effort from all of our girls in the 400 IM.
Event 61 underway now. Girls 11 and under 50 freestyle. Quick events like this are always good to watch. Crowd firing up, looking pretty good out of lane 6. And it is Ruby Wakefield, out of lane 6, 34.67, followed by Amelia Skidmore. Wodonga City, 35.84, and lane 2, Grace Chivers. Bendigo Hawks, 36.30.
Into the water now, underway, Heat 2. Through that first 15 metres, it will be Harriet Canetti of Warrnambool who led us. Really nice high stroke rates coming from a couple of our outside lanes. Lane 8, Alexis Rafter also doing well. Poppy Jago, the 9-year-old from Wodonga City. She's doing a fantastic job. She might even take this one out. It's going to be close between herself and lane 5. Oh, so close on the touch. 34.60 will be Harriet Canetti. Led early, finished well. She will take out the second heat.
About to get underway for Heat 3 of 4 for the 11 and under 50-metre freestyle event. Quite even across the board here, but a good start for all swimmers. It's always at this first and only turn that we see who is going to be out in front there for this portion of the race. It's looking quite good here for a couple of lanes, lane 2 and lane 5 as well. Be interesting to see who takes out the W there, lane 5. It is Amelia Thompson there from Ballarat with a 33.06, and then lane 4, 34.2 2 there for Isabella Jurek from Kangaroo Flat.
Underway here with the 4th and final heat of the girls 11 and under 50 freestyle. They are going to fly through this. The 11 and under girls have been smashing it across this weekend. Doing it once again out in front, Georgie Kennett of Ballarat Gold. Following her through was Nellie Gray, and 3rd place really close between lanes 6 and 3. That is Eliza Biorci of Warragul and Summer Davis of Warrnambool, but this one will be Georgie. Takes that little extra stroke on the finish, just over 28. She's not far off the 27 mark, 28.16. Nellie in 2nd, 30.62. And then 3rd place will go to Eliza out of lane 3 in a fantastic swim and a fantastic time there of 31.43.
Just jumped in. We've got event 62, boys 11 and under 50 freestyle. Pretty evenly paced across the pool, but it is looking pretty good out of lane 3 and maybe 6 as they hit the first 25, come back for their final turn. Still looking good. Lanes 3 and 6. We've got Taj and Thomas. It's going to be interesting to see who touches first, but it will be out of lane 3. It is Taj Kemmer with 36.19, followed by lane 2, which is Ace Andrew, 36.49, and Ted Gladman from Ballarat Gold, 36.88.
On to heat 2 now of the boys 11 and under 50 metre freestyle. There is coming up to their first and only turn here for this event. Very, very even across the lanes here as they're coming in. It's looking like it's going to be between lanes 3, 4 and 6. 6 just out in front. Sorry, 5 just out in front there. Touching home at 34.16. Lane 4, 34.62 there. So Milo Warburton in 2nd place. Good race by all.
Here we go. It's a 3rd heat of 5 in the 11-year-old boys 50 freestyle. Lane 6 and 7. They are out and away very fast here. It will be 7 that goes through first. Nelson Cook, 10 years of age from Warrnambool, right up alongside him now. Lane 8, Reese Jones, the outside lanes attacking this one. Also doing well down in lane 2 is Riley O'Mara from Traralgon, and he's going to have the better of the second 25s. Hits the wall 33.45 ahead of Nelson Cook, 34.36, and lane 4 sneaks onto the wall in third out of heat 3, 34.53 for Ethan Tay McPherson, another 9-year-old from Wodonga.
Heat 4 underway. The boys 11 and under 50-metre freestyle. As they power along towards their first turn. They come under the ropes there for the first turn. And it appears to be Menzel Cook out of lane 4 that might be in the lead here. If they're going to touch the wall, we'd like to see lane 8, outside lane, 32.64, followed by Alexander Lee from Kangaroo Flat in a 33.49. And lane 7, Oscar Hall from Bendigo East, coming in third spot.
Coming into our 5th and final heat for the boys 11 and under 50-metre freestyle. They're entering the water now. Coming up nicely. It's looking good for lane at number 5 there as he gets in that turn nice and quickly. Henry May there as the crowd starts to get a little bit wild out there, rooting for these boys, and lane 4 is looking very good to finish at just half an arm's length. It's not much in it there, 30.31 for lane 4 there for Sonny Gorham from Wodonga City. Second place, lane 3, Eli Pollard there from Surf Coast Swim.
So a little bit of a change in pace here as we move away from our 50 frees into event 63. This is the men's 200-metre butterfly. We saw our women complete this event as the first race of the day, and now it's the time for the boys to shine. We've got 2-time finals coming out of this one. Our fastest seed times from that second heat of Brodie Cargill, ranked first in a 2:10, and then we've got a couple of 2:13s and 2:14s. Let's see what the boys can do here.
Lane 4, you've got Jack Hayes. Missing 2 swimmers out of lane 5 and 6.
Yeah, so it is Ben Hynam in lane 4 from the Geelong Sharks, who is going to lead us through at the halfway point ahead of Jack Hayes out of 3. See what Jack can do in the second half of this race. He hasn't swam a lot of these 200-metre butterfly events, but he did compete in this one at a last minute at the School Sport Australia Games when one of the other teammates pulled out. He was the first to put his hand up and have a crack. Ben looking really great through this third 50, and this is the one where you want to be holding that stroke. You don't want that piano to fall on your back too early.
Yeah, pretty grueling by the time you get to this point. And it is Jack Hayes, 139.45. It's all Ben Hynam here. And he does it in a 2:16.52. Followed by Jack Hayes from Surf Coast Swim. He gets there in 2:19.61. And third, Bryce Scott from Ballarat, 2:23.78.
About to get underway here for heat 2 of 2 for the men's 200-metre butterfly event. Looking good for those outside lanes, 7 and 8 there as they touch the wall first, turning around, spending quite a bit of time underwater up to that 15-metre mark, which is quite smart to do, conserving some energy here, as we've got lanes 2, 3 and 7 all touching very close there.
Yeah, lane 7, 29.39.
Cooper Scott from Wodonga City out in the lead there. As they're continuing on. Not a clear lead, but still quite a little bit, a half a body's length in front there.
Could be anyone's race at the moment.
Definitely. There's still quite a bit of time left in it, this one.
Like Carly has said, that piano hitting you back in the third quarter of the race.
Definitely not my favourite stroke, this one. But envious to those who can do it and do it for this distance as well. It's quite a fair effort. Touching that wall is lane 7 there. Cooper Scott first as he's coming back there now. Still not too much of a lead there, but he is coming in at first so far. Half a body's length between him and Marley Sutherland, another good racer.
About a second between them, 137.48, 138.90.
Crowd's starting to pick up now as they're heading into what will be the final length here. And we're going to see definitely a good body's length there for lane number 7, Cooper Scott there from Wodonga City.
And he does it in 2:10.91, followed by Brodie Cargill from Traralgon, does it 2:13.63. And third, lane 3, 2:13.64.
0.01 of a second between second and third there. That was very, very, very close. And even for Marley Sutherland coming in, the 0.01 of a second as well too.
Back in the water with a little bit more splash and dash now. It's event 64. The girls 14, 15 years, 100-metre freestyle. And this is one of the bigger events that we've seen on the program in regards to qualifiers. We've got 8 timed finals in this one for you guys this morning. Taking us through in the first 50, looks to be lane 6 with the early lead, Nia Chapman of South Gippsland Bass. She's going to swing around and hit the wall at a 31.52 ahead of Emma Pomeroy from the Bendigo Hawks. And then it was lane 7, Elsie McKinnon, also from Hawks, who are taking us through into this second half of the race.
So we've got just a half a body length lead there for Evie Webb there. Sorry, for Nia Chapman there in lane 6 as she takes home the win, 105.57. Second place, lane 4, Emma Pomeroy. Good race from those, but we still have 7 more heats to go in the girls 14-15 100-metre freestyle. So going into that second heat now. And they're off and racing here for the second heat of the 100-metre freestyle. It's doing... be one of those quicker events if it didn't have so many heats, but it is good to see so many competitors in this race. Nice and out in the lead there from lane 2 and 4, very close between 2, 4 and 5, and it's lane 1 actually. You just didn't see that in the section where we're sitting. Lane 1 gets a little bit lost. Holly Watson there was actually out in the lead for that first turn.
Yeah, Holly's been training really well over the last few months, so not surprised to see her absolutely smashing through this one. Out in lane 1, all on her own, following her onto the wall, looked to be Ella Tyrrell, also of Bendigo East. A little bit better off the wall there was Eliza Cooling from Traralgon. Those two are going to be stroke for stroke down the final lap, but this one looks like Holly is going to hold on and take it out well and truly. Quick time for her, 104.65 for second personal best. It will be Eliza touching in second, 107.24, just 3 100ths ahead of Ella, 107.27.
Heat 3 now off and racing here for the 100-metre freestyle, the girls 14 to 15 years, as we see fairly even start. There's lane number 7 just a half a length out in front there. Lane number 1 as well, also just evading my sights there.
Yeah, it is challenging, but so great to see so many supporters along the sidelines cheering on their team as we go around at the 50-metre turn. Lane 7, it is Jade Hayward of Kangaroo Flat. Turns into 30.87, really setting the pace. Following her onto the wall was lane 3, Isabel Day of Wangaratta. Those two now with a little bit of a lead as we turn for home. Final 25 metres underway.
It's a nice bit of pace there from all of the girls pushing towards that final finish, and we're going to be seeing, it's going to be looking like lane 8, yes, is coming home with the 105.29 Luella Webb from Bendigo East. Second, lane 7, Jade Hayward from Kangaroo Flat. 3 down, 5 to go.
Heat 4 or 8 underway now. for the girls 14 and 15 100-metre freestyle.
Yeah, we're certainly seeing a little bit of excitement from these early heats. With those seed times so close together, we've had plenty of action. Our previous heats won by lanes 8 and lane 1. Let's see if the girls on the outside can do it again. They're certainly setting the pace through this first 50.
They certainly are, but we've got lane 8 out in the lead at the moment. 30.22 their split time.
Yeah, just 0.3 ahead of lane 3. And that is Annabelle Myers from Ballarat Gold, following Keziah Wolf from Benalla, who's extended that lead through the third 25. And those two now with quite a clear gap on the other girls out of this fourth, I should say, heat.
Yeah, and it seems to be Keziah Wolf out of lane 8, hits the wall, 103.39, followed by Annabelle Myers from Ballarat Gold, 103.75, and Willow Dixon from Bendigo East comes in third spot.
Here we go now, heat 5. And it will be lanes 3 and 7 hitting the wall at the 25. Looked like Arusha Cashmore on first, ahead of Ariana Hall. Few of these girls maybe a little bit more suited to those slightly longer distances. We'll see if they can make up this deficit at the 50-metre turn. But it will be Ariana Hall of Geelong, 30.42, who leads us.
Be even spread across the sort of midsection of the pool there. They make their final turn. They're powering along. About to touch the wall. It will be lane 3. Ariana Hall from Geelong. She touches in 103.80, and then Adelaide 5 to Taylor Costello from Ballarat, 104.60. And then lane 7, Arusha from Warrnambool. She gets third.
Certainly speeding through these 100-metre freestyles helps that a lot of these girls dropping a couple of seconds off their personal best. We've seen some big improvements. It will be the Green Cups who take us through that first 50. Look to be Ruby Kenwright out of lane 3 and Zoe Benson out of lane 6, the two girls from Warrnambool. Now remain your leaders at the halfway point. Both girls turning sub 30 seconds, so setting themselves up beautifully for a good drop here if they can hold on. Freestyle, one of those events where we tend to be able to see our splits a lot more evenly matched than some of the form strokes. As we come down into the final 10 metres, Ruby Kenwright still holding on to that lead. She will touch in first in a 102.20. Ahead of teammate Zoe, 103.51.
Heat 7 underway now. Second last one of this 100-metre freestyle, girls 14 and 15. Just completed the first quarter.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot separating the girls at the turn. Got two swimmers who have just pushed their way into a little bit of a lead here out of lanes 3 and 5. It'll be Isabel Croato just narrowly ahead of Layla Van Aswegen.
They make their final turn now. Looking pretty good out of lane 3 and 5 as they approach the wall. They do go stroke for stroke. But it will be lane 3 touching 101.84, followed by lane 5 in 102.46, and then lane 2 gets third spot, 103.26.
So diving in with our 8th heat of girls, 100 free splash and dash for the 14-15 year age group. There's a sea of blue caps in this one. A lot of representatives from Geelong taking up most of those centre lanes. It's a race of the teammates. Can anyone spoil that party? We've got a couple of girls from South Gippsland, Bass and Ballarat in the outside lanes. Going around in first will be lane 5, Li Wen Yu. Done some ripper performances across yesterday. Continues that. Starting to come up alongside now. Arabella Johnson, she did just complete that 400 IM. We know she's got this back end speed. And those two...
They're neck and neck.
Definitively out in front. Looks like Arabella just too strong down this back straight. 58.80. Ahead of Li Wen, 59.51. And then it will be Taryn Aldred who picks up that third place spot out of lane 2.
We are now into event 65, the boys 14-15 100-metre freestyle event. It's going to be 4 heats in this event, event 65. So they're getting ready to go, and they're off now. All got very similar seed times here at that 101 mark. It'll be interesting to see who takes out the win for this first heat. We've got nice little lead there in lane number 5? Lane number 5 there for Tom McMahon from Geelong there.
Yeah, he'll swing around in a 28.54 ahead of Kai Rayner from Seymour, who goes through just behind. And then it's pretty tight across in a nice little line for us as we turn now at the 75-metre point, and Tom McMahon really solidified that lead down the third 25.
This looks like he has a nice body's length there as he's coming in to finish that race. Tom McMahon at a 58.44, which is very impressive for him, beating his seed time there. And in second place, Kai Rayner from Seymour there with a 1.81.
The Tour 4 in the water now as they power along for their 100-metre freestyle. Got about 20 minutes left of session 1.
Nice little lead there out in lane 7 for Hugo Pankhurst. So he hit that turn first. Half a body's length in front there for lane 7, hitting that wall at 27.4, the halfway point.
It seemed to be that lead will be maintained by Hugo from Warragul. They do their final turn.
It's a good push here from a couple of the other lanes. Lane at number 5, Shang Yu pushing hard there, but it's going to go for lane number 7, Hugo Pankhurst from Warragul with 57.4. Second, Shang Yu Han from Geelong.
In the water now, we have our third heat. Of the men's 14-15 years 100-metre freestyle. We come through that halfway point. It will be our swimmer out of lane 4 who goes through in first, Thomas Sahar of Warragul, setting the pace 27.47.
Not far behind it is out of lane 3. Michael Wu from Geelong.
And he might have just overtaken on that particular turn there. It is going to be tight between 3 middle lanes down the final 25. 3 and 4 battling into the wall.
Yep, and it will be Michael Liu from Geelong out of lane 3 in 56.77. And then Thomas Sahar from Warragul in a 57.09. And then third will be out of lane 5 is Asher Martin from Bendigo East. Off and racing now. We've got the final heat in this boys 14 and 15 100-metre freestyle.
Yeah, we're certainly going to have a race on our hands. Setting the pace early from Warragul down in lane 7. Troy Oswald, he's smashing through this first 50. Feet on the wall here in 25.12. Ahead of lane 4, Xavier Gray, work to do, but great underwater.
Yeah, as he's about to make his final turn here. It still is Xavier Gray from Sale out of lane 4. They come through for their final 25. We have Troy Oswald from Warragul out of lane 7 looking good too. But it will in fact be Xavier Gray from Sale out of lane 4, 53.65, followed by Troy Oswald from Warragul, 53.84. And out of lane 5, we've got Jack Hayes with 54.67.
Event 66, the girls 18 and over 100-metre individual medley here, as we've got 4 competitors in the pool at the moment.
Yeah, so the 4 swimmers out of this one, 1:15, 1:16 entry times. See who can make a little bit of a step up and drop. Leading the way out of lane 5, Abby Freeman from Wodonga, right up on the border. She's going to go into the wall at the end of the backstroke, just ahead of Claudia Lanyon from Ballarat and Michaela Bond of Warrnambool.
33.77 there for our leader as they're heading into the breaststroke now. Again, love knowing that this part is the make or break of the event, because we can see that some of the girls here are making up some of that lost space as we go into the final turn into the freestyle here. Still Abby Freeman leading the pack there. It's going to, just looks like I've got about half a length on that one, and she's going to bring it home. Lane 5, Abby Freeman from Wodonga at a 1:14.06. Second place is Claudia Lanyon from Ballarat Gold.
Two or three underway here. We haven't got long left in this first session.
Yeah, and if we can see a few more personal bests that time, it will be a little bit quicker, that we get to take a quick break before our final session of competition here at the 2026 UNCLOUD Victorian Country Short Course Championships. Some fantastic racing though for day 2. Sometimes this third session can be almost the most difficult. You're coming back after a whole day of racing and backing up on the Saturday, and then there can almost be a little bit of a dip, but there certainly hasn't been any energy lost within our crowd. Plenty of supporters cheering on all of these athletes. As we come down the breaststroke here, it will be lane 3, Anna Mattel from Traralgon, who's taken over that lead.
Yeah, Anna Mattel, she touches the wall at the end to get into her final leg. It is the freestyle. We haven't had many changes to that leadership. She sort of led the whole way through this race, and it will be Anna Mattel touching the wall first in 1:10.04, followed by Zoe Dowler from Traralgon, 1:11.42, and in third spot we've got Rosie Britton from Wodonga City in 1:11.
The third and final heat of the girls 18 and over 100 metre individual medley is underway now. We've got the butterfly here. It is very even across the pool there. A couple of girls standing out there as they hit that first turn, going into the backstroke now.
Yeah, if anything, Olivia Bailey got her hands on the wall in first place spot there from Traralgon out of lane 6. She's continued to try and pull away in the backstroke. Going with her in lane 4, Nicole Briscoe from Geelong. And those two will go through around that 30-second mark. So Olivia 29.74 and then Nicole 30.1.
Nice bit of breaststroke now, as we've still got that lead there for Olivia Bailey. But coming up, just overtaking her there, I think that was Nicole, was it Nicole Briscoe? Briscoe there from Geelong. Just taking out in front, we've got the freestyle portion now coming in to finish off this medley with lane 4 out in front. Nicole Briscoe, that breaststroke really did her a favour there, coming in at 1:06.46 there for that win. Now for event 67 at the boys 18 and over 100 metre individual medley. We've got 3 competitors in this race in the butterfly now. Out in front is Mackay Harridan there in lane 5 as they go into the backstroke portion of this. Still out in front there is Mackay, followed behind Charles and Joshua in a nice little line there as they go into the breaststroke. We'll see if this changes anything or if the race continues on as it is there, as we see Mackay Harridan from Wodonga still in the lead but pushing hard. There is Charles Gleeson behind him from Warrnambool into that final turn for the freestyle portion of the medley. We're going to see who can hold out here. It's going to be close, but there's just a little bit of a half length there for Mackay Harridan there as he takes home the win for that heat for Wodonga at a 103.80. Second place is Charles Gleeson, and third obviously is Joshua Stahl.
Underway with our second of 3 heats in our men's 18 and over 100 IM. Quick start over in lane 7 by Arki Vardy of Sale, getting out well in the butterfly. I have seen a couple of breaststroke names within this particular race, so keep an eye on them if they can close the gap, but it's going to be quite a big deficit to try and make up as they hit the halfway point.
Hear a few of these coaches at the moment pumping these boys up as they get to the final stage of this race, which is the freestyle. Does look like Cooper Sutherland from Ballarat Gold will take the win. 1 minute .96, followed by lane 7, Arki Vardy from Sale, 101.83. And out of lane 5, William Elliott from Warrnambool takes third. And a big happy birthday to William as well.
Just about to commence the third and final heat of the boys 18 and over 100 metre IM as they're off into the water now for their start for the butterfly portion of this race.
We've got quite a few of these boys who can go sub the minute here, so we'll see what they can do this morning. I don't know what separated them after the butterfly. Ash Nichols comes into this with a nice buffer of 54 ahead of the other 3 athletes around him who come in with a time of 59. I think this second half is where he's going to make the real difference. He can pull away in this breaststroke, but swimming right up alongside him is his teammate Darcy Connell.
All very strong here in the breaststroke portion. There's not too many that are falling behind, but a very good lead there by Ash Nichols.
Yeah, we just saw Brandon Wilson also make his move through the breaststroke. He'll be sitting in second, trying to fight for those minor placings with Darcy. But this one's going to go to Ash Nichols, 57.65. Brandon will take a second place spot there, 59.42. And then lane 3, Sebastian Christie Crane, he stormed home to pick up that third place spot onto the finish.
59.78.
Event 68 underway. Girls 16 and 17, 100-metre backstroke. We get to the pointy end of session 1. At the first turn, looking pretty good out of lane 2. We've got Tessa Newsted from East Gippsland.
Coming up close behind her in lane 3, Nika McKenzie there as well. They're almost neck and neck.
Was Nika McKenzie at that first split time though, just in front. We are missing a couple of swimmers out of this race as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a close one here though. Lane 3 taking out first place Nika McKenzie with a 1:14.78. Lane 5, 1:14.78 was the first place there, which was Olivia Clark, and second was Nika McKenzie. She was leading all the way, and then just at the end,
she gets it in 1:14.
Heading underwater now with the girls here. 100-metre backstroke. Underwater's ever so important, particularly short course season. We saw a little bit of difference in those turn skills from the previous heat. Cost a couple of the girls a little bit of time. Starting us off nicely. Katie Macklin out in lane 8 doing well. As are the girls in 3 and 4. Kayla Welsh, Isabel Kilborn. And it will be 4-3, then 8 that all go around 34 low through to 34 mid. We start to race for home.
not much left in this race and in the final heat as well for this event, as we've got those few races just out front there. It's looking like lane 3 might be the one bring it home. Although it's very close between 3 and 4, so it's going to have to see who touches first for it. Lane 4, Mia Roberts at a 1:11.74. Second place,
you're one ahead. So this is the one, the third and final heat of the girls, 16, 17 years, 100-metre backstroke. And boy, do we have a quality field across our country athletes in this event. Taking us through the first 25 will be lane 4, Maya Roberts. She comes in with an entry time of 1:03, a little bit quicker than the others, but we know this racing on day 2. who can tough it out the best. And coming up right alongside as they hit the 50-metre turn will be Claire Matheson. There's only 0.08 separating the girls at halfway.
Crowd starting to pick up here as they're going into that next turn, the final turn. Very much picked up now as we see those lane 5 there, 5 and 4 bringing it home. So number 5, lane 5, which was Claire Matheson, took out the win at 102.93. Lane 4, Maya Roberts there for second place. Very happy with that win there.
Event 69 underway now. This is the last event of the session here before we break for lunch. Boys 16 and 17, 100-metre backstroke. They hit their first 25 metres.
It will be lanes 5 and 6 who lead the way. Noah Stevens from Geelong and Jonah Elliott of Warrnambool. They've already started to push this first heat along.
Noah Stevens out of lane 5, 30.22 is his split time. About a second later, we've got Kay Maloney from Warrnambool, 31 seconds.
Just watching Noah extend that lead here. He's held really nice stroke rate for this entire 100. Obviously been working on his fitness and ability to maintain that rating. As he comes down under the flags, he's going to take out the first heat.
Yeah, Noah Stevens does it in 101.99, followed by lane 4, which is Kai Maloney from Warrnambool, 104.96. Then out of lane 6, Jonah Elliott from Warrnambool, 105.64.
We're underway here for heat 2 of 3 for the boys 16-17 100-metre backstroke event. We've got some good names in this list of swimmers here. Marley Sutherland stands out. It's had a really good day today and yesterday as well, as we see them going into their second turn here. And looks like lane number 5, Jack Stonehouse, at a 28.94 at that halfway mark.
Jack Stonehouse doing well. In lane 5. Approaches his final turn. A couple of body lengths in front. Jack Stonehouse from Warrnambool. Looking good here. He will touch at a 102.41. Not far behind, we've got Xavier from Warrnambool, 103.12. And out of lane 1, Campbell Nicholson from Warragul, 103.38.
Well, guys and gals, that brings us to our third and final heat of our final event for the morning session. Just one session remaining here at the 2026 UNCLOUD Victorian Country Short Course Championships. This is the boys 16, 17 years, 100 metre backstroke. Let's see what we can get from this final race. Zayden Burton out of lane 4, fastest qualifier, well and truly, and he's got the early lead as he turns at the 50 metre point, 27.93. He's currently ahead of Zane Poxon from East Gippsland, who goes around in 28.84, with lane 5, Thomas Costello, who's done some great swims across the weekend, out of lane 5, sitting in third as he starts to build through the middle of this race.
And we see lane at number 4 here, Zayden Burton. He's looking very good to take home that win there. Nice body length in front as he does that in a 57.17. And second is Thomas Costello at 59.13. And third place, 59.71 for Miller Stott from Ballarat Gold. Great way to finish up the first part of the day.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to welcoming you back to our live stream at 1 p.m. this afternoon.